In the quiet suburbs of Oakwood Hills, where pristine lawns and perfect appearances masked complicated truths, lived Catherine Mitchell, a woman whose beauty had only ripened with age. At 42, she carried herself with an elegance that turned heads, her honey blonde hair and green eyes a striking combination that made her daughter Emma's friends stumble over their words. But it was Jake, Emma's boyfriend of 2 years, who stirred something dangerous in Catherine's heart. She noticed it first at a summer barbecue, the way his eyes lingered a moment too long, how his fingers brushed against hers when passing the lemonade. Catherine tried to dismiss it, buried it beneath layers of guilt and maternal responsibility. The autumn air grew heavy with unspoken desires. Every Friday night when Jake came to pick up Emma for their dates, Catherine found herself taking extra care with her appearance, dabbing perfume behind her ears, wearing her silk blouse that caught the light just so. She told herself it was innocent, just a middle-aged woman's harmless fantasy. But fantasies have a way of seeping into reality, like water through cracks in a foundation. It happened one afternoon when Emma was at soccer practice. Jake had stopped by to pick up a textbook she'd forgotten. Catherine opened the door, and the air between them crackled with electricity that had been building for months. "I should go," Jake said, but his feet remained planted on her doorstep. "You should," Catherine agreed, yet stepped aside to let him in. The forbidden dance began slowly. Meaningful glances across dinner tables, secret text messages late at night, accidental touches that weren't accidents at all. Catherine knew it was wrong, felt the weight of her betrayal with every breath, but the pull was magnetic, unstoppable. Their first kiss happened in the garden shed, hidden among terracotta pots and bags of potting soil. Jake's hands trembled as they cupped her face, and Catherine's heart thundered so loudly she was sure the neighbors would hear. It was passionate, desperate, and laced with the bitterness of guilt. The affair bloomed like a night-blooming jasmine, thriving in darkness and secrecy. They met in hidden corners of the city, in hotel rooms with false names, in moments stolen between Emma's classes and Catherine's volunteer work. Each encounter was a delicious agony, pleasure mixed with the constant fear of discovery. Catherine watched her daughter talk about Jake at dinner, saw the love shining in Emma's eyes, and felt her stomach twist with shame. Yet she couldn't stop. The thrill of forbidden love had awakened something in her that had been dormant for too long. Jake struggled too, his young face often clouded with conflict. "We should end this," he'd say, his fingers already reaching for Catherine's hand. "It's not right." But their bodies would betray their words, drawn together like moths to a flame. The tension grew unbearable as summer approached again. Emma started making plans for Jake to join their family vacation. Catherine could see the strain in Jake's eyes, the way he avoided looking at her when Emma wrapped her arms around him. The secret was becoming too heavy to bear, yet even as guilt threatened to consume them both, their passion refused to dim. In quiet moments, stolen glances, and secret meetings, their affair continued to burn. Catherine knew it would end in flames, but like all who dance with fire, she couldn't resist its warmth. They were playing a dangerous game, and the stakes were getting higher. Emma began noticing small changes. Her mother's distant looks, Jake's nervous energy, the way they both jumped when she entered a room unexpectedly. The truth hovered like a storm cloud, ready to break at any moment. But still they continued their dance of deception. In dark corners and hidden moments, Catherine and Jake's forbidden romance flourished, fed by the very danger that threatened to destroy them. Their story was written in whispered promises and stolen kisses, in the spaces between right and wrong, in the shadowland where desire overcomes conscience. And so they remained, trapped in their web of passion and deceit, knowing that eventually, all secrets come to light. But for now, in the darkness of their shared obsession, they held on to each other, prisoners of a love that should never have been.